Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be touring a super unique farm. This farm is a perfectionist farm with a ton of mods, and I genuinely do mean a ton. There is over 100 mods here, so this is going to be a super unique experience, and I am so excited to show you all. We're going to be playing as Sive here, and the actual creator of this farm is named Violet, and she is extremely talented, so I think you guys are in for a really awesome tour. So let's get into it. Alright, and here is Sive's home. As you can probably already tell, Violet is extremely talented and this home is absolutely amazing. But Sive does not live here alone. Of course, she has her husband, who is a mage character actually from Stardew Valley Expanded. The creator of this farm intentionally chose some D&D themes to go along with this farm because Sive here is actually inspired by one of her D&D characters. And going along with Sive's family, we can't forget Enya. This is Sive's daughter, and she has a nice nursery here. Over here we have a crafts room, a bedroom. We've got a gold bar that just finished. We can grab that. Very cool. Down here we've got a little greenhouse. There's some peppers, some corn, some tomatoes, all ready to be harvested in here, all growing right outside of her bedroom. Super neat. I love the aesthetic of that. And speaking of aesthetic, the aesthetic that Violet was trying to capture here was kind of a vineyard, sort of a bed and breakfast place that you might go with like a romantic partner. You might get married here, take pictures, picnics, that sort of thing. So you can tell already from the inside how she's making that theme happen, and I think she did an amazing job with it. So speaking of vineyard, if we go downstairs, we can see there's a bunch of kegs here all brewing up some wine. And with the automation mod, all these wines are immediately put into this chest, so that's really neat. I think the inside of the house is amazing, but let's take a look at what's going on outside. Alright, and now that we're outside, this is just absolutely amazing. First off, I love the big plants here to be centerpieces. We've got our cauliflower here, we've got a pumpkin, super cool. Down here we have the starfruit farm, and as you can see, we've got little Junimos running around through here. They're automatically harvesting everything, they're watering all the crops. Junimos, you'll see, really take care of most of this farm. It's so automatic, and I love just the appearance of Junimos kind of running around, keeping everything in order. It's really, really nice. And I just love the layout of this farm, too. It has such like a natural feel to it just because the paths are really free flowing through it. I love all of this. To the right of the farm, we have our first cabin, and you'll see tons of cabins as we tour the rest of this farm. This is, of course, a bed and breakfast kind of area, so lots of places for people to stay during their visit, lots of places to sit down, and of course, since there is a lot of vineyard aesthetics going on here, we have some wine over here for people to enjoy. And coming down here, we've got some hops. Once again, we've got a Junimo down there. I think he's hiding, but he takes care of all the hops here, and we can see all of that is automatically harvested, so that is very, very cool. Over here we have a little pond, and you can see that we kind of have like an overlook of the hops here. We could watch the Junimos take care of all of them, so I love that. That's really neat. Alright, and heading to the left of the farm, we've got even more cabins, and I would absolutely love to stay at these ones because they are right outside of an orchard. You can see we got cherries and oranges, apricots, all of that stuff just right outside of these cabins that people can stay at. This is amazing. Like, if this existed in real life, I would love to stay here. But again, we've got a Junimo here. I think, there he is. Yep, we got a Junimo here to help take care of everything. So again, this farm is just like a great combination of aesthetics and functionality. I love that everything's taken care of. It's really cool to see. But let's go across this river and see what we got in the greenhouse. Alright, and in the greenhouse you can see really just a wide variety of things. So we've got tons of fruit trees, we've got some ancient fruit, coffee beans. But let's take a look at some of the other things outside that greenhouse. It kind of diverges on the path here. So this path leads towards the greenhouse, but let's see, this lower path here, it's kind of hidden in the woods, and that makes sense because if we go down here, you'll see this actually takes us to the secret woods. So I love that little secret path that kind of branches off there. And let's head up and see where this path takes us. So walking along this river here, there's tons of crab pots. We've got a waterfall here, and oh, the lanterns all just turned on, which is really cool because we're going to get a look at what this farm looks like at night. I'm sure the lanterns will really add to this. We have such a great overlook here of the waterfall, and especially at nighttime, I think that this is awesome. But let's take a look at the actual building we have here. And you can see we got a starfruit sign out front, and if we step inside, We've got ancient fruit wine, star fruit wine, of course, all brewing in here. I kind of imagine that this is maybe where like they would take calls for people that want to come book a room here. And then if we come in here, this is where we have some star fruit. So very, very cool. No Junimos in here, so I guess if you're ever feeling like handling some stuff yourself, this is where you can get your farming desires all met. We can harvest all of this, and yeah, I guess I'll take the Junimo's job here for a second. This farm is honestly so big that it's going to take me multiple days to tour it all, but let's take a look at some of the cabins. So this is what the interior of them look like. Of course, it is nighttime, and maybe we should go to bed and get a look at things in the daytime now. All right, so we put one of the cabins into good use. Really cool, just a nice place to stay. So that kind of theme there of like a little cozy house is kind of replicated in all these other cabins. We won't go into each one individually, but you can just see how nice all of them are decorated here. Then there's a waterfall in the middle. Very nice setup there. Looks like the animals are coming out, so I think we should go say hi to them. Of course, we've got pigs and yaks, cows, goats. Every animal you can think of is out here. And they're kind of like free-range animals, honestly. Like, we've got Junimos there, of course, too, with the animals. Could not forget the Junimos, but they're not really fenced in even. So this is really just a place that I think people could come in and visit. Honestly, I think this place is incredible, even for the animals. It looks like they are having an amazing time. Let's check their moods. Really happy today. That checks out. Let's take a look at some of the other buildings around here. So we have this building here. And once again, she's using automation to make things really nice around here. So she's getting jades and gems pretty much automatically because of that automation mod. So really, really cool. Let's check some of these chests. Tons of iridium, truffle oil. I love this. I love how she's just made this farm just this perfect mix. She's making a ton of money. It's just amazing. Something we didn't check out while we were over here. We've got all these trees here, and of course, we're getting tons of resin and syrup out of them. So really this farm has it all, which makes sense. It's a perfection farm, so I guess it does have to have it all. And I think the final thing I'd like to show off is if you go to this sign right here, you'll be brought to a really nice overlook of the entire farm. So here we are, just right above everything. Some of the cabins we looked at earlier, kind of a path out to the town. So a really nice overlook of everything. You can see the farm animals over there. And when you're teleported up here, of course, this brings you to a hub so that you can navigate the rest of the world really easily. So I love that. That's a really great function there to just have that right outside your home. And of course, right here overlooks the rest of the farm. But with that, I think that this is a good place to end off the tour. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I especially want to thank Violet for giving me the opportunity to show off this farm. It is truly amazing, and I'm so excited to see what else you make in the future. But with that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.